Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. There's a lot of noise out there in the financial world. Bank failures, interest rates, bonds versus stocks. It's a lot. That's why it's important to find a voice of reason that can guide you through these volatile times. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com is where you can find honest, helpful guidance to successful investing.
Get the knowledge and understand how the market really works.
And for a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com. What are you, nuts? Coffee's up 92%. Lumber's up 67%. Heating oil, what, 60%? Gasoline, 55%. I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativegroup.com.
License number A1900020. zero.
When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Taxpayers are not on the hook.
Boy, the last time we heard that, taxpayers not on the hook for the banks, the bank bailouts. Man, we heard that from Obama. That was right after we had the banking crash, 2008, and he came in 2009. Are you kidding me? Of course we're on the hook. We're still on the hook. Obama's the one who put us on the hook, by the way. But we'll talk about that in a moment. Let's get first to the stock market. The banks are very important. I'll get back to it because the banks are going to go down. And most people don't even realize that. They have no idea. The banks, the trouble they're in. And I get a kick out of every day when Aunt B comes out and says, oh, we may have a few more mergers. Mergers? Come on. 4 banks went down, the first 4 banks. 3 of the 4 were the largest ever to collapse. And we don't know how many banks they're putting together in the back room with mergers. There's no transparency. But we do know the banks are in deep, deep trouble. And the one problem we're having with this market, it's funny, you watch the tourist investors, they keep jumping into NVIDIA and all the other big tech stocks. As I said, we're in those stocks, but we also know when the hell to get out of them. Last week I told you when those stocks rally to sell into them, take more profits. Don't have to get out totally, but take a lot of your profits. So I told my gang members, I said, we're looking for a head and shoulder signal pattern that tells us that the big that most of the people are cashing out. I mean, how many times does a stock go up 30%? It cannot end well. Any stock that goes up 30% will not end well. And this tech rally is not going to, because remember what they're doing. They're tightening the credit, the liquidity. In other words, what creates all these rallies is liquidity being put into the market. You go back to 2008, okay? Just go back, never mind 2008. After we had our pandemic crash, remember the market sold off 32%. Over 33 days. And if you recall, that was from February 2020 to March 2020. They called it the pandemic crash. It wasn't a pandemic crash, but we'll let them have that. It was an inflation crash, but leave it as it is. Now, our owners, including the largest Wall Street, brokerage houses, and by the way, our owners control Powell, and they control the Federal Reserve. They met with him, and they told him, look, we just got clipped 32%. Now I'm talking about the big boys, the big hedge funds, the big pension funds, the insurance companies, the biggest brokerage houses. Their clients got clipped. And they knew at that time that this is over. We had 14 years of a rally that happened because of liquidity. Print money and shove it into the market. And again, remember, it wasn't profits or top-line sales increasing or margins increasing or earnings increasing that caused a rally in the tech of 1,400% from 2008 to November of 2021, or the S&P to go up 350% from 2008 to January 2022. No profits, no top increase in profits or top line sales or margins or earnings. No, it was liquidity. This market has been driven by liquidity since 2008, but people don't get that. And now the tourist investors, oh, these stocks are never going to come down again, because now we're going to get a new era of this AI. It's going to be a new .com era. It's not. I mean, it's a huge trap. But people don't want to listen to that. So the point I'm making is that after that crash, the COVID crash, we went down 38%, 32% over 33 days. Remember, our owners, including all the hedge funds and so forth, including the 5 largest banks that are too big to fail, all knew 14 years, zero rates was over, inflation was piling on, and it was done. So they control the Fed. And they went and told Powell they need to get their clients out. And they need to recoup those losses before we go down and have the final crash. So they lost 32% during that pandemic crash. So they needed an immediate liquidity-driven rally. And Powell complied. He printed $7 trillion. $7 trillion. New liquidity. And that's how the market rallied, injecting $7 trillion of new liquidity, not earnings. So the tourist investors don't get it. The reason, they keep saying, well, the bottom is now in October. The October 13th, 2022, I think it was. The bottom's in. They're wrong. The bottom is not in. And they keep saying that, well, it's got to be in, because if it's not in, we would have gone through that October low already. No. There's still too much liquidity in the market. You have to get that liquidity out of the market, or this inflation will keep going up and up and up. You got to get that. You got to drain that liquidity out. And how do you do that? You raise interest rates. But you can't raise interest rates, I think it was 15 times since 2015, 18 times since 2015. That's 18 times. We're only at 5.25. You're not going to take that liquidity out. That's not enough. So that's why, yes, this market's going to crash. Yes, we're going to go through that October low. But the tourist investors don't get it. It's a delay, because you got to get that liquidity out. And when they're not aggressive enough in raising rates to fight this inflation, then the crash is delayed. And you get people jumping in like they did last Wednesday. Well, most of last Wednesday was short covering. But even after that, they start jumping into the same tech stocks, the ones we're in, Apple and Meta and the rest of them. And they all jump in, think, well, this is it. I got to get rich again. No, you're not. The crash has been delayed because there's too much liquidity still in the system, because they haven't raised rates high enough. So this is a big trap that everybody's going to get caught in. Remember, from 2008 to 2023, we didn't have a rally because of earnings. Profits, no. Not at all. So we raised rates 18 times from 2015 to 2023 to reach 5.25. Think about that. That's like bringing a water gun, a water pistol, to a massive forest fire. That's just plain stupid. What are you, nuts? I mean, these people are just stupid. Remember, 2008, before the crash, the amount of liquidity, i.e. cash and credit in the system, was only $800 billion. Only $800 billion just before the crash of 2008. We get back, where do I give you these numbers? Oh yes, this market's going to take out the October low.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand. Especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand. Especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Why are investors listening to Phil Grandy at philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, it's like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Phil Grandy has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there with the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Are you a fan of the Phil's Gang radio show? Then you should check out philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
The U.S. economy is not in a recession at all. In fact, it's actually growing.
That's a lot of nuts!
What's he talking about? The economy is growing? When Biden took over, the economy was growing at 5%. Now it's at what, 1.3? What is he, nuts? These people just sit there and blatantly lie. And the real thing I've been discussing is really upsetting is the amount of people that are going to get crushed. See, people really forget, like a toothache. They really think the crash is over, that we sustained that October low. Do you really believe that a market, let's take the NASDAQ, that went up 1,400% since 2008, it's only corrected out of the 1,400%, 38%? Out of 1,400%? That's it? That's the correction? When the entire market, it didn't rally on profits. It didn't rally on margins, didn't rally on earnings, didn't rally on top-line sales. These tech stocks remember, they're speculative stocks. They're growth stocks. People jump in. They don't care about earnings. They don't care about profits. But the important thing, what drove those stocks 14% was the amount of liquidity that's in the market. Let me explain. In 2008, up to 2008, they kept in the market, let's call it liquidity or money, okay? They put in $800 billion. So there's about $800 billion sitting there in our money supply. Now, you could borrow that money as a corporation at 4%. And it was to give companies an incentive to do business investment, to increase productivity. It was always about productivity. Because once you increase productivity, you increase wages. You increase jobs, standard of living. The economy grows, $800 billion. You want to know how you got the inflation for a 40-year high? It wasn't just because of Biden turning around and destroying our oil industry. In 2008, when the crash occurred, instead of going into a recession, they printed $10 trillion, injected the $10 trillion on top of the $800 billion, and dropped rates to zero. So it was a liquidity-driven rally of 1,400%, not a profit or margin-driven rally. That's what makes it so dangerous, and you can't get that across. So what happened was the $800 billion that was in there's money supply that you could borrow at 4% was an incentive for business investment. productivity. But when they put in $10 trillion and dropped interest rates to zero, that disincentivized business investment, increased productivity. Who the hell is going to do that? When you get money free, you're going to buy your own stock back. Because when you buy your own stock back and the money's free, remember what happens. The value of the, especially of growth companies, tech, the value of their shares doubled in value without having to increase profits. Because when you buy your own shares back, that means there's less shares on the market to trade. And when there's less shares on the market to trade, that automatically pushes up earnings, that pushes up your stock price. It's called unearned increment. That creates a hell of a bubble. Now, you think it would go on for 6 months, 3 months? No, 14 years. And we haven't, believe me, we haven't paid for that yet. The pandemic hits. Again, the pandemic hits 2020 to 2022. What did they do? The first thing, they increased liquidity again. Put more money into the market. More money into the stock market. $7 trillion. Now that's $7 trillion on top of the $10 trillion on top of the $800 billion. And you want to know why the market went up without profits? These big tech stocks? It's called a bubble. Then we had this banking crisis. What a joke. I don't know why I don't understand. Somebody should go to jail or something for this banking crisis should have never happened. So 4 banks fail. Of the 4, 3 are the biggest bank failures in history. So what do? They print $400 billion to bail the banks out. And who's going to pay for that? You and I, the taxpayer. But what are we told? Biden comes out and says what? He comes out and says, oh, no, don't worry about it.
Taxpayers are not on the hook.
We are on the hook. In fact, we're still on the hook from 2008 bailing out the banks because 3 cents of every tax dollar goes to that bailout. And now we're on another $400 billion. And everybody thinks the crash is over. The stocks are going up for a wrong reason. But you're not going to convince the tourist traders. 1,400% rally. Unbelievable. 1,400%. 2008 to November 2021. And why did they, and after that, and remember that last rally, remember now in 2020 when the market dropped, okay, when they had the pandemic rather, dropped down 38%. It took 404 days to drop 38%. What the hell's that? Oh, it's because you got too much liquidity in the market. When you have that kind of liquidity, it's going to take a long time for the market to drop. It's unbelievable what's going on. And people are running around buying these stocks. Too late. I'll be back with a lot more. Join my gang. If you have a few extra bucks, remember St. Jude, please.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Bill, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this. But it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence. I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this, but it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
I've signed up, and I've learned an incredible amount from Phil and Steve. The staff at Phil's Gang gives platinum-level service and stock recommendations. You know, it's as simple as that. At the end of a month or so, I've always been in the black. Phil's Gang is a class act. I'm happy to be a member.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. When the stock market is volatile, how do you invest intelligently?
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. There's no need for you to be panicking in a market that goes up 800 points one day, 700 points, then it goes down again. All you need is good advice, need good direction. You don't get that from your CNBC and the Fox Business and all these crazy shows. You don't. Here's what you get from them. Thank you, Jim Cramer. But this is something that this really bugs me. Listen to this.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What? Their responsibility is to their partners and shareholders and not to you? Check my site out, philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need the experience of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com.
What a difference it makes in your financial life. philsgang.com. It works.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grandy.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. So think about this. We bought a lot of our stocks, a lot of these tech stocks, Meta, Apple, NVIDIA, Microsoft. We bought them in January. I'll give you an example. We bought Microsoft in January. Okay, I forget what date, about 23rd. And then we got in somewhere around 234. and then we got out on February 8th, and somewhere around, I don't know, 275, something like that. That gave us about an 11% gain. Then we got back in because our color-coded chart told us that money was coming out, and it did. I'm glad we got out because it started to drop. Then it turned green, told us to get back in, and we got back in on March 20th. And we got in, it was around 270, and today we're at 329. We're still in it. And that's about, I don't know, maybe 18, 20% return. But we did that with all of these stocks. We got in them after the initial crash. Nobody wanted them. That's when you get in. All these people who are jumping in these stocks. Take NVIDIA, for God's sakes. NVIDIA, we first got into NVIDIA was back in November of 2022. It was around, I don't know, about $145. And then we got out again in December. That was around $187. That's probably about 28%. We got out, then we got back in again, which we did with all the other stocks in January. So we've been in NVIDIA from January to where we're still in it today. And that, that's quite a that's probably about what it's crazy. It's about 60%, 70%. But so it's easy to catch these stocks because they would go up because of the liquidity. See, there's no more when you're investing in stocks. It's not about fundamentals of a company anymore. Nobody cares about the fundamentals. It's all about understanding why stocks go up. It's not earnings. It's not profits, not margins. It's liquidity. And as long as they're putting it every time the market hiccups, what do? Print more money. I mean, think about it. $800 billion. Then comes the pandemic, throw in another, $800 billion. And then they threw in 2008, added $10 trillion. This is crazy. And so you had $800 billion, then you got $10 trillion, and then, I don't know, another $7 trillion. And that's what drives the market. So a lot of people are going to get hurt in this market. And they're all chasing the same stocks, which is ridiculous. Now, the other thing we did, the opposite of everybody else, is we were shorting gold at the same time our tech stocks and the Qs are going up. Matter of fact, we had a beautiful trade on our Qs. I had my members go long the Qs. Great trade. So we went long the Qs. And we've been going long the Qs a couple different times. First time we got in, I think it was around January 25th. And then we got out around February 2nd. Then we got back in March 23rd. And we're still in it today. So the Qs, while they're going up, especially this last shot here going up, we were shorting Coca-Cola, Clorox, shorting all those stocks because people were getting out of them to go into these tech stocks. So if you know what you're doing and you know how to short, you can make money in this market. But if you start listening to fundamentals, listen to this nonsense right here. Listen to this. What's wrong with these people?
So in terms of from an investing perspective, we think actually the recession is mostly in the rearview mirror.
What the hell's wrong with this guy? In the rearview mirror. And the economy's getting better, they keep telling us. Yeah, we have record low savings, record high credit cards, record debt, household debt, mortgage debt, auto debt, credit card debt. We have record delinquencies, not only credit card, auto, rent, business rentals, and we haven't hit the commercial market yet. And think about the red flags. Auto loans are down 23%. Same thing with mortgage applications. And 50% of our workforce, what's that tell you? 50% of our workforce have lousy jobs. They have second jobs, third jobs. And they're terrible jobs with no benefits, terrible. And yet they're telling us how strong the economy is.
Why not talk more about the strength in the economy?
Well, where I'd like to talk about it, but where is it? I don't see any strength. How can you say there's strength in the economy when of our 167 million workforce, a record 119 million are low-wage earners? Out of the 167 million, we have 119 million. Those are American record low-wage earners. The middle-class share of our nation's income is at a 22-year low. How can he say something like that? This is crazy. And inflation keeps taking a bite out of the payroll. Right now, it's taking 16 cents out of every dollar you earn. The consumer confidence is the lowest we've ever seen. Productivity has dropped all the way back to as low as it was in 1947. But people just keep on buying tech stocks thinking they're going to be okay. But you are going to be okay if you know what you're doing, like we do. As I said, we're buying Microsoft, but the difference is we're going to know when to get out. We've already been taking profits. And this week here, I said to everybody, when we had that on Friday, we had that rally Friday, and I told my gang, look, don't go in and buy any more stock on Friday, these tech stocks. Let's see if we can get by Thursday a head and shoulder formation, which is a sell signal. And guess what? We got a head and shoulder foundation right now. So I think the best thing to do is keep doing what we've been doing. We're going to keep shorting our Q and going along our Qs, keep shorting our gold, put stops in until it doesn't work anymore. And we're going to keep shorting all the staples like Coca-Cola and Budweiser, Clorox, short those. And the big tech stocks, we've been taking profit into our big tech stocks, taking profits into Microsoft and Meta and Apple and NVIDIA. Those are our stocks. And the banks, right now, the banks are very weak. They're in very bad shape, but there's going to be a great opportunity to buy them. And we'll know when to buy them, just like when we knew when to buy these tech stocks. Remember, Microsoft and Meta and NVIDIA and Amazon, they tanked. They dropped big. Remember, they're going down. So we got in as they were going down, just caught them as they turned around. And the banks right now, they don't know what the hell to do. The banks are facing headwinds. They don't know what to do. So the money's being pulled out of the banks, but it's going to give us a great opportunity to buy. Oil, there's no demand. I have my members every day watching OIL. As long as oil keeps coming down, the symbol is OIL, that means there's no demand. There's no demand in this country. Okay, no demand. So that means oil's just going. Every time oil keeps going down, that means the economy's getting worse and worse, and our economic growth is like zero now. But everybody looks at three stocks: Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and say, "That's it. That's it." God, what a sucker's play that is. So join our gang. I mean, just join for 10 days. It's free. And the thing you're going to love is the color-coded chart. It's never wrong. It's a buy and sell signal. It's all free for 10 days. Go to my site, philsgang.com, hit where it says get started. Do it tonight.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grandy.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard. Things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, you know, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up, or why there's continued inflation, or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand. Especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hey, good afternoon, gang. It's Steve Celeste here with philsgang.com. Just wanted to tell you how to get engaged with Phil's Gang and how to become part of the Phil's Gang membership, or how to try us for 10 days free. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's www.philsgang.com, and click on Get Started at the top of the website. Click on the big red banner that says Working Investor 10-day free trial, and that's all you got to do. And hey, while you're at the website, why not stop by our gift shop, see if there's something in there for you or for somebody you know. All right, thanks, and back to you, Phil.
Okay, Steve, thank you. Look, you can meet Steve, join our gang free for 10 days, and you'll be at his class where he'll teach you how to buy stocks, but sell short. How to sell short. What stock groups to be in when interest rates are high or low. And there's no better teacher than him, especially when it comes to shorting. So I don't understand. You'd think that you'd want to learn how to sell short to protect yourself. It's the only thing that's going to protect you. I mean, if anybody has been in a staple stock like Coke, wouldn't hide in there, Clorox, as you're always told by your planners or your money managers, you got to get into those defensive stocks. Don't worry about it. Everybody needs Coca-Cola. Everybody drinks Coca-Cola. You know, they always have to clean the house. They always buy Clorox. What a bunch of crap that is. I want to talk for a moment. Again, remember, these bank stocks. We've been shorting our bank stocks. We've been doing pretty good with them. And then they stalled, and now they're going to go down again. These bank stocks are going to get hurt big time because they haven't gone through that point where the commercial loans, pretty soon by September, the commercial loans all roll over, and they got to refinance them. Oh, they are going to get clobbered. But let's talk about the banks for a moment. And this is what really gets me. When I hear something like this,
taxpayers are not on the hook.
Now, he was talking about Silicon Valley Bank. Wait a minute. What people don't know is the taxpayers on the hook for $400 billion, a fund that they started. That's right. The government started a fund to underpin that bank. And we're paying for it. But here's what gets me. Think about Silicon Valley Bank. I mean, what a great place to have a bank with all startups and I mean, what an exciting place to be. How could you lose money? By being stupid. So they had all kinds of cash, flush with cash, and they started to invest it in 10-year treasuries. Didn't anybody think that interest rates were going to go up? It's been 14 years. Didn't they think in 2015 when they raised that we better get out of these treasuries? They didn't. They didn't care. So they bought all these 10-year treasuries, and as Powell kept raising the Fed rate, quarter point, they're losing money on those bonds. The bonds are tanking. How could they be that stupid? I don't think it's stupid. I think it's just they didn't care because these people, like the CEO and the rest of the officers, they had millions and millions of dollars they walked away with cash, selling their stocks right before this thing tanked. I mean, that's gotta be a criminal charge, I would think. Oh my God. So, I mean, so as the interest rates kept going up, the 10-year treasuries kept going down, and all the businesses that are with them, you know, all the venture capital funding comes from them, and all the startup and all these tech companies, all their business slowed, so they had to go and take their money out to pay payroll. So that's what happened. So they kept on pulling money out to pay. I just can't believe how stupid they could be that they could not anticipate these rates when they started going up the first time in 2015. And the bank crashed in 2023. They couldn't do something between 2015 and 2020. 5 years? Rates were going up. They didn't see that? Come on. And then what happened? You know, this whole banking industry is really a bad deal. Just remember, after 1929, we had the Glass-Steagall Act. And that prohibited banks from taking our money out of our account and using it to speculate. And so in 2008, when we had the financial crisis, remember, it was gone. The Glass-Steagall Act, remember who got rid of it? Bill Clinton and his boys. They all got rid of it. Gone. And so what happened? 2008, the financial crash came, the crisis came, the worst collapse since 1929, all as a direct result of deregulation, getting rid of that Glass-Steagall Act. And they still haven't regulated these banks. That's right. They haven't regulated them. The banks are going to, we've been shorting these banks. These banks are just going to keep getting crushed. You should learn how to short. And here's the thing. So Paulson back then, a gangster from Wall Street, who now is Treasury Secretary, as the banks were belly up. He goes to Congress for $700 billion. When it was his boys that caused the crash to happen, his pals, $700 billion to bail out these banks, 2008. And who endorsed it? Obama. So this was a Wall Street bailout. Of course, Obama, remember, got the way he got to be president was all the funding came from Wall Street. And then and remember, the Clinton people, Geithner, Larry Summers, they're the ones who deregulated Glass-Steagall under Clinton. And then when Obama became president, the same two gangsters, Geithner, Larry Summers, go to work for Obama. Are you kidding me? And they kept deregulating the banks even further. Unbelievable. So in the end, remember, it was Obama. He rescued these banks. Trillions of dollars that the taxpayer is now on the hook for. Trillions. And he was giving these banks interest-free loans, bailing them out. But Obama wouldn't take care of the homeowners. He left them hanging. Unbelievable. So what he did, Obama, he shifted the cost of all these bankers' mistakes, all their speculation they lost on. He shifted those losses onto Main Street Americans. So he rigged the banking system in favor of the rich and powerful on Wall Street and screwed everybody on Main Street. But when when anybody mentions the name Obama, all of a sudden you hear, hallelujah. I mean, my God, angels come out. I mean, they're going to canonize him as saint. Are you kidding? Then the Dodd-Frank bill. Right? It's supposed to be sort of a Glass-Steagall Act. It wasn't a Glass-Steagall Act. Another guy, Dodd and Frank, the two gangsters receiving money from everybody. So the banks are not regulated. The big boys, they escaped it. So the point I'm making is this can happen to any bank. So we're going to have a great opportunity to continue to short these banks. I mean, right now, J.P. Morgan, keep your eye on that bank. We're still short J.P. Morgan. You still got plenty of wood in J.P. Morgan. Plenty of wood in J.P. Morgan, okay? That's the one that we're shorting right now. Now, if you're not a gang member, don't do it, okay? And so, again, that still has, I think J.P. Morgan's got a long way to go. But again, if you're not a gang member and you're listening to me, please don't do it. Because people do that all the time. They don't join a gang. They wait for me to say something like that, and then they go buy the stock or sell the stock. And I can't help you. And then all of a sudden I read somewhere, I listened to Phil Grandy, I lost money. Well, why don't you tell the rest of the story? You never joined a gang. You're too cheap to join the gang. You thought, well, I'll listen to him on radio. If he comes up with a stock idea, I'll just take it and run with it. No, it don't work like that, man. Hey, you got 10 days free. It's fun. Hey, we'll see you on the chart. .com, where it says get started. Phil'sGang.com. Click.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.